Hello everyone and welcome to Frappes and Frequency, a space for us to slow down, tune in and reflect on the collective pulse, one sip, one shift at a time. Just quickly noticing that the voice is a bit I don't know, something going on with the voice, but that could also be I'm trying to be not as loud or not as loud as I usually speak, because I do have family members who are at home. It is December at the time of this recording, and we're wrapping up things at schools and work, and so we have people at home. So as for the next couple of videos, or several videos, when they get shared, I don't know, but I will try my best. So, let's take a moment to just chill out and gather ourselves, arrive here together, take some deep breaths, just to ground into the space, especially during this time. Whenever it is that you're watching, perhaps there's some busyness going on around you, but if you are watching this in December or at the time of recording, then yeah, obviously we're all going through it right now. Needless to say, there is something interesting going on in the energy. I'm not quite sure what it is. Okay, that was weird because my voice was quite okay prior to starting. As I said, there's something in the energy. I haven't been able to quite put the finger on it. But I just felt like there's something auspicious about today. And then when I sat down to write the date, I was like, oh, it's the 12th of the 12th. There might be some significance to that, I don't know. But there's some strange energy about. So I have no actual idea what is going to be explored today, because I haven't sat down and done the normal thing like writing notes and stuff like that. We're just going to kind of kick it off and see what comes out. So let's take one gigantic ass breath together and then we'll get straight into the video. I do have limited time today, so yeah, I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet as possible, and feel into what is going on. Yeah, there's definitely, I would say, I heard the word warning, and now I'm hearing warning shot. Not sure if that has any kind of relevance, and now I'm feeling dizzy. Yeah, like a dizziness hit just as I said that. I'm just going to make some notes. Warning shot. So yeah, things. There's almost this need to justify things, justify what is being said, what is not said. So maybe a deviation from that feelings coming back again in the head. This deviation from, I want to say, the norm, just because that's what's presenting, but it's more like maybe it could be a deviation of sorts from regular programming, the narrative, or something else that wanted to be said, and now it's gone. Routine. you know, like just a deviation from your usual routine as a, what's going on here? I almost feel like an intervention or distraction of a sort. Yeah, like you know, for those that are new to the space, distraction has been the conversation for the last, I think this is the 3rd week now, and I just literally saw the distraction card as well. So even this dizziness is quite distracting. So it's, yeah, this is almost getting this note to stay focused. Okay, I've got card 44, Firefly Wonder. And I'm hearing all the pretty lights. Yeah, it's like as I'm shuffling, I'm feeling this pull to continuously pull the bottom cards. But it's not happening. So it's almost feeling like there are these continuous things that are trying to get your attention. But there's a deeper aspect of you that is staying fully focused, like aware of the distractions or aware of the, hearing like subtle maneuverings. But yeah, there is that deep focus, so just that acknowledgement of remaining focused. Oh my God. Dun dun dun. Why are my cards so bendy? The bottom of the deck, we've got fun, flamingo, fun. We've also got medical staff, healing. Now this feeling is not so much a dizziness, it's just, how do I explain this? It's like, okay, I'm gonna liken it to this because it's the only way I know how. You know, when you've had a bit to drink and you're a little bit like, ooh, or, you know, smoke cannabis or whatever, and you're in this like, almost, like there's a focus to it, but there's also an aspect of like, what is going on? Where am I? Yeah, it's feeling disorientation, but also not. So a disorientation is occurring, but there is also this point of focus. So, okay, so we've got Firefly, Wonder, and as I said, it feels like all the pretty lights. It's card 44. 11 is also here. So yeah, like all these, and I mean, we literally had the distractions card. Yeah, so being mindful of the distraction, and even as I'm speaking here, sitting here, talking to you, okay, like the body is getting super hot. It's really hot in this room today. I don't have the aircon on. But there is this constant reminder to pull back and focus. So yeah, I'm gonna get these cards out. I do want to read the Firefly just in case there's an extra message there. I almost never read the book for these cards, but let's just check it out in case there's an extra message there. Let's see, I'm just going to go to the additional meanings. Express yourself via creative, artistic activities. See things through the eyes of a child. Find wonder in the small things. Attention for your creative gifts. So, I mean, there's also, this card is a nudge to pay attention. The universe may be transmitting new ideas or flashes of inspiration your way. Write down anything that comes to mind. Don't be surprised if your creative endeavors are being noticed. Let this be motivation for you to continue to create magic in the ways that make you happy. Yes, of course, there is that aspect of creativity and, well, fun, you know, perhaps something that is being explored at the moment, bringing more wonder and fulfillment and joy into your experience, whether that be creatively or otherwise. But also being mindful of anything that feels distracting, because sometimes we can go so deep into something, say for example it is a creative endeavor, that we have got the blinders on, right? We're in this almost like vortex of focus, which is not a bad thing, but do start perhaps inquiring in relation to distractions, whether that be, is whatever you're participating in, experiencing, is that a distraction? Or are you using it as a ways to bypass whatever needs to be dealt with? Or, excuse me, what was that? Or are you being distracted while you're on this path of figuring out what wonder is to you, what there's a silence at this point, and it's like it almost doesn't need to be explained, because I feel like the people that will watch this will know exactly what I'm speaking to. Maybe not, I don't know. This is interesting, man. I'm going to pull out some more cards because I'm being distracted. Actually I'll hold on to that. Not by anything out there or anything in here or whatever. It's like it's a weird dichotomy, man. It's like a distraction but a focus as well. So maybe this is a prompt for you to start, maybe even journaling those two words. I feel like I should do like distraction and then focus. Like it's almost like this. Whoa, okay. Last week's video was about this back and forth energy. And I don't know if you watched it, but at the end, I did record that. Actually, I recorded it on a Thursday, and I will say again, the time jumping thing has been playing up again. So at the end of the video, I started saying, "It's Friday," and it was an Aaliyah song, and I couldn't for the life of me remember what it was called. And it wasn't Friday, but I kept feeling like it was Friday. And the song was back and forth. So I do feel like this energy is still lingering, this back and forth kind of energy. The time jumping is relevant too, because there's like a skip. It's like a skip in time. And I'm not even going to go down the reference path of like Stranger Things and A Wrinkle in Time, although that did come through, so I will mention it. But yeah, a skip in time, because well, that just presented itself today. Something about a skip in time. So I will, if I can remember, put the video, the last week's video in here. There might be something in there. This process, whatever this is that you've, this path that you're embarking on, it is, and this was said in the last video, so this is extraordinary, but this is not happening to you, it's happening for you. What is happening? I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, I'm speaking to a collective. Just lost some cards that have fallen out, so I'm just gonna pick them up with my toes. I'm not gonna take these, but I will show them to you. The Golden Children, Inner Child, Tenderness, Innocence, Rare Gifts. So that does play into that fun and firefly energy as well. So that's the card there. Then we've got Breath of the Cosmos, My Will to Thy Will, Micromanaging the Universe. Not quite sure what that means. Also got Empathic Starseed, Energetic Sovereignty, Absorbing What's Not Yours. Okay, that's a bit interesting as well. The card that flipped up was Weight of the World, Boundaries, Let It Go. It's not yours to carry. But I will continue to shuffle. Getting hot now because the sun is beaming in here. So yeah, there's some oh, what is going on in this energy, man? Don't you bloody dare. Tried to fall on the floor again. I just caught it on my lap. So maybe something's going to get caught in the nick of time. We the Heifers, Deep Love, Mother's Milk, Birth as a Portal. Earthed, learning how to be human in the world but not of it. Like that card, it's kind of like iridescent. It's not, but there's a perception, which is interesting because in the teachings of Ramana, they reference Ramana Maharshi, that is, if you want to look that up. They do reference the Solva in Mother of Pearl. I should really bring those books in here so I can read off when I find it. What is this? This is so strange because just feeling the sensation at the back of my head. It's like, okay. It's like this soothing, not in a suppressing way, just, it's what it feels like. And I'm not feeling like being held, but what it feels like is being held, being supported, but it's like this washing over energy of warmth, even though I'm not feeling that warmth specifically. That's what it feels like. It's just this being put in this protective bubble and then everything is like slowing down. That's the energy, because nothing is actually, I'm looking at these cards, I'm looking at the words. Maybe I should look at the images instead. Yeah, so look at that image there, that like protective bubble. So maybe for yourself, not taking things at face value, but trusting trusting the feelings within. And yeah, I feel like this is almost an energy of just being held and supported. And these, I mean, it's interesting that the heifers are here. I don't know much about them, but I do know that there's some kind of protective force conceptually, you know. The heifers are here to remind you that you're a child of the cosmic mother, and you're being called to be held by her deep, never-ending love and embrace. This is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep love of mother's embrace. The heifers know that the journey on earth, and the other card is earthed, can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply in mother's arms. This is a card of extreme potency, of femininity, of creation, and of birth. You are being called to mother yourself and others too, to surrender to your sacred femininity, to create and surrender your own creations, to hold and be held. I'll just read the end part because this might be significant. If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. Open yourself to receiving the overflowing love of the cosmic mother, flooding toward you from every direction. Let it stretch your heart. This is to say, some people might refer to it as cosmic mother, some people might refer to it as the universe, or God, or source, or Allah, whatever. I refer to it as self. Space, presence, awareness, same but different. But that's what it felt like, just looking at that image now. It felt like just this warm embrace, but not physically. It was just this energetic wave of cocooning. So I do feel there is this aspect of protection. I do feel like I want to get more on that at some point. (23:13) on the clock. Lots of cards coming out, man. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. I feel like the Hathors card spoke to that as well. And double mission. Lightworker, starseed. Serve the world by being you. This could speak to these creations, or these whatever is being birthed through you. It doesn't have to be anything necessarily creative. It could even just be a shift in mindset, a shift in paradigm. A deep trust and surrender to the unknown. Ooh, today is interesting, I tell you what. The great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So this is feeling like whatever is going to be possibly projected as you're navigating the distractions, the surrendering. You know, when you go into a space of turning down the noise, turning down the volume, turning down the distractions, whatever that looks like. It seems to be that you do receive more of it. And you know, with that comes a lot of kind of mental activity about, okay, well, I was in the space of surrendering and slowing down, but now all these other things are coming at me. There is a reason for that. It's to allow us to detach even further and to move even slower and to go even deeper. Yeah, there are going to be angry elements when we are dealing with disconnecting from ego. That'll play out in different ways, obviously, for everybody. But this is necessary. Absolutely, unequivocally, I feel that. I am being brought to awareness of the number 13 as well. And I said that before, right? 2313. 2313. But also it's the 13th of December tomorrow. So who knows, y'all? Not that this is going to be posted tomorrow, but you know, let me know if this is making sense to you. Like, yeah, it's, yeah, how do I explain this? I don't know why the word entertained keeps wanting to pop through in different ways, like sentences or phrases. Like one of them, for example, is, "Are you not entertained?" But then it's shifting to a different phrase, but the main core of that is entertained. So what is that about? Well, that feels like a distraction. As in, okay, I'm hearing the word performative, like being mindful of any kind of entertaining, any kind of performances, and just sitting back and being the observer. Because there's more power in that, because some people, you know, and I was one of these people who felt like observing and not quote unquote saying anything is like weakness or you know, perceptions of defeatism, if you will. That's not the energy I'm feeling right now. This energy is potent. This frequency is freaking I'm hearing the word bombastic. And just like that, bombastic. And then side eye comes up, bombastic side eye. So it's almost akin to chilling, being still, being the observer. Distractions are going to come your way, 100%, for sure. But just side eye that bitch. Like, oh, yeah, I see ya. But I'm just gonna stay here. I'm just gonna remain here. And I don't mean not doing physical activities like working and, you know, all of that. I mean mentally, emotionally, internally, because if I say physically, then people think with the body. I mean internally. this is a nice place to be. There's so much calmness with this frequency. It feels a little disorientating, and I feel like whoever is experiencing this, it will feel disorientating. Just for being reminded of the period of time when I started going into the self-inquiry process with Ramana Maharshi, and I was convinced I was going mad. I even told my friend who lives in Perth, I feel like I'm going mad. Like, if I were to tell people these experiences, they would think I need to be committed, because it's not making sense. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. But that was just the start of a journey I could not have ever foreseen. So be with that. Like, honor the uncertainty. Obviously I'm not a doctor or anything like that, so if it's legitimately concerning to you, then do see someone. I implore you. But what I'm speaking to is just tuning into deeper knowing and spaciousness and allowing for slowness, because you will notice the more you start slowing down, the more things around you get more chaotic. And I say that in the ways of it won't necessarily involve you. It'll just be like, wow, how did I not see this before? Like, how did I think this behavior was okay? Or was I like that? Was my mind that busy? Was I that talkative? I don't know. Look, this stuff's just coming out, man. I'm not, this is not preemptive thinking here. This is just coming out in the moment. So take from it what you want. Leave the rest as usual. But there's definitely a, cannot make this up. If you're watching or listening to this on a podcast, I've just got the Divinity card up. Got boundaries, truth. So when I'm pulling what is energetically drawing me in. Guides. Yeah, there's a deeper wave of, oh my God. The frequency is ramped up. I felt that today. In fact, I felt a little bit of it yesterday, but I definitely felt it today. And I even said to my husband, something's going on in the energy today. It's just, I can't put my finger on it. But there's a significance, if not publicly or within the collective, where we're using our senses to perceive information. This is happening on an energetic level. And I'm getting water at the bottom. So this could be emotional. But as I said before, when you're going through this process of really sinking deep within, or tuning more into the slowness, whatever that looks like for you, there are going to be things that pop up that will require your boundaries, things that will try to distract you, and not necessarily to, the idea is not necessarily to tune it out completely. I don't know if that's even possible, but slow down. I hope that makes sense, because what slowing down entails is, and I'm just seeing 34:43, so I'm just keeping an eye on the time so I can get my kids on time, but 34:43 was on the clock. What was I speaking to? Or not even I, right? What was coming through? Just gonna, you know what? Let's take a pause here. Let's take a deep breath. And as we're talking about slowness, let's invite it in, right? Let's invite in more depth, more authenticity, more breath. More slowness. There is a lot of space in the space right now. I'm not even kidding you. And I do feel, even though people might be watching going, what the fuck is she doing? This feels significant. And I do feel like this is a message for people to, like I said, warning shot. This is a message for people to stay alert, to be vigilant, to slow down and observe your surroundings. Also, just relaxing into the back body. So if you're feeling like you need support in whichever way, then by all means seek that support, whatever that looks like for you. Stay hydrated if that's part of your support process. Make sure you're eating nutritious food, because as the body is going through these energetic changes, especially if it's quite dramatic, there's a need to make sure that the physical body is mothered, taken care of. I know, I said I don't like that straw. It is such a weird freaking straw. It's silicone. Like, why? What's wrong with metal straws? Anyway, getting sidetracked, getting distracted. So be very vigilant about these distractions that are showing up. This, yeah, this is a very interesting kind of contemplation and I'm getting that wave of dizziness. It's feeling like the whatever this thing is is trying to catch you off guard or disorient you to such a degree that like you drop the ball, but there is a potency in the stillness. There's a potency in the presence or now awareness, and to truly just be the, I don't know why believer is wanting to be said. Believer. What was just said? Pay attention to the believer. Okay, this is the second messages card I've seen. The first one, I just saw it and I put it back. It's come out again. But this could be what this... I'd be interested to actually know where Mercury is right now. Also, I'm just going to side note this. I've been watching a shit ton of videos on snakes. I don't actually know why. This has been coming up in a lot of the reflections, these snakes, serpents, but I've been actually watching videos on snakes, snake care, like how they affect conservation in the Everglades. So I'm not sure what the significance is of snakes in this experience for me right now, but this card is definitely got some serpents going on in here. But the Mercury card, the messages card, this could speak to communication in general. And it's fascinating actually, because my husband and I were talking about how communication can show up. It doesn't necessarily have to be verbal or text-based or visually based. It could be in other very subtle, almost manipulative ways. Won't speak to that personal part, but I feel like that needed to be said. To be aware of how communication, maybe from forms like other people, show up for you if that's what you're dealing with. And even that phrase, no response is still a response, that might be significant to some. Yeah, I'm not sure why the messages, let's see, what else? The sun source. Eighth house mystery. Neptune vision. So this could be relevant to Pisces. In fact, I did pull some star sign cards before, so could be Pisces, as I just said, could be Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgo, eighth house, Pluto, Scorpio, this is very, I don't know, there's something about these three cards here. It's almost feeling like time dials with the Neptune and the Sun. And I said skipping time. I do feel like with these cards something is going to be revealed. Something that is, if not like secret society type stuff, but something that may, if this is an internal process, this is like subconscious, deep subconscious kind of things. Maybe a realization of sorts, or an actual truth coming out. You are supported here with the guides, with the divinity. I mean, all of these cards, truth. Something is being revealed. I think, and obviously this is a collective, so I do feel like whatever that revelation is going to be quite significant. Let's get some tarot before we finish off. Yeah, it's significant, all right. And I've got solar flares at the bottom, activate. And there we go, there's that Virgo again. Oh, there we go, there's Pluto, introspection, Pluto, rebirth. Whatever it is that's being revealed is required. It's necessary for healing. The Fool in the reverse. Page of Wands in the reverse at the bottom. The Fool in the reverse is like running into rushing into things without thinking it through. So why that's showing up? Why is the Fool here in reverse? Also not being naive. Eight of Swords. Do not trap yourself in mental hearing ambiguity, but it's more self-imposed restrictions, self-imposed programming for some.